beep, beep, beep. I need to move. Get out of my way. Okay. The reason why you should never be on your phone when you're traveling and everything is because you can miss the opportunity to observe something that will spark an amazing story, okay? What happened with me? I mean, it kind of culminated in this trip to Pakistan. In 2016, I was invited to Pakistan, my home country, my native country, where I was born. I was invited by the Canadian High Council, the High Commissioner, the one who's like the ambassador to Canada. She invited me and I did a tour of Pakistan. So I was in the car being driven to the next place I was supposed to present. And I was not on my phone. I was just looking around. And what happened was I was in the car, the driver was driving, and all of a sudden the road was pretty empty, but a little rickshaw came up alongside to the right. I noticed the rickshaw, and I just thought nothing of it. I mean, the rickshaw is like this little vehicle here. It's quite open. It's kind of unsafe, but that's what they use in Pakistan. They use a lot of rickshaws. So this rickshaw came up alongside, and then I heard it go beep, beep. And I thought, why is it beeping? There's nothing in front of it. There's nothing around it. Why is it beeping? And then I saw, this is observing, I saw the driver look in the rear view window, in the side window, and see the rickshaw there. And he tapped his horn, honk, honk. And I thought, oh, he was saying, beep, beep, do you see me? And the driver tapped his horn, honk, honk, yeah, I see you. Up till then, I had always thought that traffic in third world countries was chaotic. Like if you go there, sometimes the traffic lights are not working, the lines in the roads, people ignore them if they're there. Sometimes they're so faded you can hardly see them. And yet the traffic manages to get by. And you'd be surprised, there's usually less accidents in countries like Pakistan and India because people are always alert. And right then I realized this is a language. And I thought, this is so cool. You see, so many stories about third world countries are tragic. I mean, I have the roses in my carpets, that's my story. It's a tragic story. And there is a lot of tragedy and heartbreak in a lot of third world countries. There's a lot of poverty and stuff like that. I didn't want to write a story like that anymore because I'm tired of getting pitied. I don't think we should be pitied. So I wanted to write, I thought this is an amazing concept that they've developed a language. And then I remembered I had seen it in Guyana. When I went to Guyana, I was probably about 19 years old. It was the first time I went out of Canada, North America, and I went to like a third world country. And I noticed this in Guyana. The traffic there is pretty chaotic too. But they do use their horns to communicate with each other. I've been to Iran. I've been to South Africa. I've been to India. I've been to a lot of different countries. But it wasn't until I was in that car in Pakistan that it all clicked. And I thought, oh, this is a language. This is ingenious. And I thought, how am I supposed to write a story about this? It's a story about traffic. So what happened was a couple of years went by, and I thought, oh, how do I put this story together? And then I spoke to my father-in-law who used to drive a taxi in Guyana. He said, well, yeah, actually we do that. We do honk and communicate with our horns. So it wasn't just my imagination. Anyways, eventually I realized what was missing was a main character, someone to go along on the journey with. And what better main character than a little boy? Now, I do think some stories are really boy stories and some are girl stories. It's just the nature of kids. Some of them, yeah, they're very boy stories. And I thought, this is a boy story. I mean, I have girl stories too, and the boys enjoy them too, but this is especially for the boys. And I thought, okay, I'm going to have a little boy named Ibraheem. That's one of my grandsons. And he's the one who's going to take the reader on this little journey with his father, who is the rickshaw driver. Now that became Honk Honk, Beep Beep, Putter Putt. I am so proud of this book. Now this book might seem very simple. Now there are many types of picture books. One time I did a presentation at a conference, and I was talking about different like subgenres within the picture book genre. Like picture books are a category of books, but within picture books there are subgenres. There's like the alphabet books, there's the counting books, and then there are the storybooks. Most of my books up till now have been storybooks. And then there's something I call, well, there's the multicultural books. Most of them I call, they're like showcase stories. They're stories where it's almost as if the writer has put the culture into a little diorama, and the reader is looking at this diorama and thinking, oh, that's so interesting. Look at how these people are. I don't write stories like that. I don't write stories that are separated. I write stories within the culture. So there's no diorama aspect to it. A multicultural story has multicultural characters that everyone can relate to. Anyways, long story short, the other stories are discovery books, and this makes a lot of sense. Most of picture books are for very young children. Very young children are trying to figure out the rules of the world, okay? Like for example, The Hungry Caterpillar. It's about, there's a theme there about this caterpillar turning into a butterfly, but along the theme is about eating a lot of junky food and not feeling well and going back to nutritious food. Okay, there's that in there. Well, I wanted to write something like that where there was a point to it, but it's also a rollicking good story. That is Honk Honk, Beep Beep, Putter Putt. So in the story, what I did, the boy in the back, his name is Ibraheem, after my grandson, and his father is the rickshaw driver. And he's the one who's kind of like our tour guide. He takes us on this little mission, okay? And the mission is like the beginning of the story. If you look at my stories, a lot of them have layers to them. And the mission is like the instigating moment. It's what's we're starting out on. Okay, so I love it when Baba brings me and Mitu along on an important mission. Here's Ibraheem, there's Mitu. Mitu's a cat. Mitu means sweet. Okay, it's a very common name for pets in Pakistan and India. Now there's Baba. Okay, Baba drives his rickshaw with his ears as much as his eyes. So this is introducing the idea that we're going to have a language here. He says, remember Ibraheem, the road belongs to everyone. Big and small, short and tall, everyone shares the road. So this is the concept, the discovery concept that I'm relating to. I could just imagine a little 2-year-old sitting on their dad or mom's lap reading this book. So this is a discovery book. I'm explaining the rules of the world to them. This is the way things work, okay? That big and small, short and tall, everyone shares the road. Now, here comes the chaos. As Baba edges into the traffic, our rickshaw's motor says, putter putt. Baba taps his horn. Beep, beep, please let me in. So the beep, beep says, please let me in, okay? And it's kind of the context of how he does it. It's in and context of what's going on. Beep, beep, please let me in. The car says, honk, honk, sorry, gotta pass. Baba tries again. Beep, beep, please let me in. The next car says, honk, honk, sorry, I'm in a hurry. So we've got the language going. Baba sticks out his leg and taps the horn. Beep, beep, ready or not, here I come. Nobody wants anyone to get hurt. So the next car slows down and lets us in. Honk, honk. Okay, fine, go ahead. Okay. Baba taps his horn. Beep, beep. Thanks, Auntie. So beep, beep means something different depending on the context of the interaction. In fact, I have an excellent idea for teachers to illustrate this point. What you can do is have the students choose a word that they're going to use as their language word. It could be beep, beep, honk, honk, any word they want. And then maybe have them have little cars or something like that, that they're a traffic in the classroom. And when they want to move around, nobody's allowed to get hurt. So whatever their sound is, say it's a booga booga, okay? Booga booga, can I come in? Move, excuse me, booga booga. And the intonation in which they say it, which is kind of the intonation of the beep beeps and the honk honks, is all part of the language, okay? So they will figure, and it's funny because in some ways kids already do this. This is a concept that they're already alert to. When you see little boys driving their cars that go vroom, vroom, beep, beep, move over, move over, so they're already doing it. So this is something I picked up on and I discovered that I put into the book. So Baba taps his horn, beep, beep, thanks, Auntie. Meow, meow, says Mitu. We, I say, putter, putt, we're on our way. Big and small, short and tall, everyone shares the road. Now, when you're sharing the book with the students, this can become a refrain. Like everybody says that. It reinforces the idea that the road really belongs to everyone. Everyone is allowed to be safe in the road, okay? Now, then what I did was we have to have a little journey. So in the journey, I thought what I'm going to focus on, you know how Brown Bear focuses on colors, and Hungry Caterpillar focuses on numbers. The first day he eats one thing, and second day two things, blah, blah, blah. Well, I thought what I'm going to do is focus on spatial awareness, like words that are relative to each other. So honk, honk, beep, beep, up the hill. Up the hill. Honk, honk, beep, beep, down the hill. Spatial orientation, okay? Because this is a story that includes spatial orientation. Bus tries to barge in. Toot, toot. Look out. Here I come. Car says honk, honk. Oh, dear. See, the car looks a little worried. But Baba says, taps his horn, beep, beep, no problem. There's room for everyone. Big and small, short and tall, everyone shares the road. Meow, meow, says Mitu. We, I say, putter, putt, we're on our way. Big and small, short and tall, everyone shares the road. Okay? Now, honk, honk, beep, beep, toot, toot, over the bridge. Spatial orientation. Honk, honk, beep, beep, toot, toot, under the bridge. I love the illustrations. Chaya, I mean, in this day and age, you can contact the illustrator and everything. Chaya lives in Pune, India. She knows the chaotic traffic. She said that until she got this manuscript, she was feeling a little bit down. But when she started illustrating this manuscript, it reawakened her love of illustration. She did a fantastic job. I love it. Each character, each driver has a character. Everyone has a character. A real character, a personality that she shows with her illustrations. Okay. When Mighty Truck joins in with a rumble, rumble, I'm coming too, we all move on over. Now, that's another thing I wanted to showcase. The fact that in Pakistan and India, the trucks and rickshaws, they're not boring. The trucks are decorated. They are works of art. That really surprised me, because here where you're just used to scruffy looking dump trucks and stuff like that. Not there. Their trucks, I guess they're individually owned, and each owner really decorates the truck the way they want. This is beautiful, okay? And what she did was the language that the vehicle has corresponds to their primary color. Like the rickshaw's primary color is gold, so the color of its speech is gold. Hump, beep, 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 beep. And it says beep, beep. The truck says rumble, rumble, because there's a little bit of a climax coming, and I wanted it to be a surprise, okay? So Baba taps his horn. Beep, beep, do you see me, mighty truck? Beep, beep, do you see me? And look at the side mirror. In the mirror, the driver glances at us. Rumble, rumble. Don't worry, I see you. So spatial orientation, okay? Everyone's trying to be safe. Meow, meow, says Mitu. We, I say, putter, putt, we're on our way. Big and small, short and tall, everyone shares the road. Again, spatial awareness. Honk, honk, beep, beep, toot, toot, rumble, rumble, around the corner. Honk, honk, beep, beep, toot, toot, rumble, rumble, along the river. Okay, here comes the climax. Okay, there is a little bit of a climax in this book. There's a lot more to this book than meets the eye, okay? It seems like a very simple book, but there are so many concepts that I'm playing with in this book. Ayuga! Okay, see, all of a sudden, we hear the trucks, the mighty truck's horn. And I wanted it to be something dramatic. Ayuga! Oh no, a toad on the road. Now, what I'm going to do, when you're writing a book, if something doesn't belong, if it's like out of nowhere, it often makes the reader feel bored or like uneasy. But somehow the toad in the road seems to belong to the story. Like it's surprising, but it's not out of place. And there's a reason for that. Who do you think the toad in the road actually represents? Now, I'm going to give you a second to think about it. Think about it. When I'm writing this story, I'm writing it for the reader. A little child discovering the world. Who's the toad? The toad is the child. Now, some people will think, "Come on, Rukhsana, that's a stretch. You're doing a stretch. Come on, it's not the child." But actually, the point of the toad is a warning to the child. The child, many children would run into a road of busy traffic. Okay, and this is, as a grandmother, this is one of my worst fears, is to think of a child running into a busy street, okay? It's one of the things, like, I mean, I want to include as much good stuff as I can in a story. So the toad actually represents the unwary child reader, okay? Now, oh no, a toad on the road. Screech goes mighty truck. Screech goes bus. Screech goes a rickshaw. Screech goes car. We all stop. Toad blinks. What's going on? Now, I didn't make it a child. A child would be too scary. Plus, I wanted it to be a creature that the child reader can kind of feel a little bit patronizing towards, okay? Like feel better than, okay, like a toad. Oh yes, toad, you shouldn't go in the road like that. This way the child, the 2-year-old in the lap, or the 3-year-old or the 4-year-old gets it. All these vehicles. Oh no, Toad, you can't go in the road. So it gives the child reader a sense of accomplishment and superiority. Yeah, you can't go in the road like that. But it also teaches them, don't go in the road like that. Okay, it's dangerous. And look here. Oh, I love this picture. All of the vehicles, and the toad is right there. And who is the one that nudges the toad out of the road? The cat. Mitu the cat. Because I wanted it not to be I didn't want it to be Ibraheem. I wanted it to be a fellow creature, okay, like a fellow animal, so that it's less condescending, I guess. Honk, honk, says car. Don't stop in the middle of the road. Beep, beep, Baba taps his horn. Be safe. Toot, toot, says bus. Be careful, little toad. Rumble, rumble, says mighty truck. Nobody wants to get hurt. Okay. Burp, says toad. Thank you. So even the toad is communicating through sounds. Meow, meow, says Mitu. We, I say, putter, putt, we're on our way. Big and small, short and tall, everyone shares the road. Now, if you look at this picture, they've come down a side street, and the vehicles have gone on their way. That's kind of like how life is. We might go for a little journey, and we might have other people on that journey for a little while, and then our paths diverge. Okay, that might be a bit too esoteric for some people, but that's something I was thinking about when I saw the illustrations. And then we find out, what's the mission? Remember the mission that they were on? The mission is to give an old lady some food. It's charity, okay? The mission is charity. I always like to have a good deed in there because I think we need to encourage our children. It's not didactic. It's something, it's tapping into the way they already want to be good people. Okay? So the mission that he actually goes on is to deliver some food for an old lady. Okay? That is Hong Kong beep beep putter putt. And what I did is in the back, I included an author's note. So this story is really about ingenuity. It's about thinking outside the box. It's about what is a language. And it's about spatial awareness and being safe. So there's so many things all rolled up into one very simple looking story. But it's a story that I've been thinking about for about 8 years, okay? So it took 8 years from 2016 to this moment for the book to come out. And I am so proud of it because it is not a tragedy. It is a story about ingenuity, human ingenuity. I hope you guys will encourage your students to explore this book in the classroom and think about the spatial and the safety issues and everything that this story is really trying to say. Thank you so much for listening.